What's up, all you motorcycle enthusiasts, and welcome to the V-Twin Life here on YouTube. We talk motorcycles powered by those V-Twins, what fuels our passion, why we enjoy it so much. V-Twin Life is brought to you by these two great companies, Crashing Clothing and Wild Ass Seats. Hey, you want to add some comfort to your ass when you're out riding, whether you're a 400-mile guy, or maybe a guy that's pushing 1,000 plus, or female rider for that matter? Hey, check out wild-ass.com and add some comfort to your ass. Can't forget Crashing Clothing, that Northwest brand out of the Pacific Northwest. Hey, these guys got a lot of great stuff, from t-shirts to hats, raincoats, you name it. Hey, they can get you covered. Check out crashingclothing.com. Now, let's dive into another milepost of the V-Twin Life. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the V-Twin Life. Kind of a mile marker stone here. We're at milepost 75, and who better to have on than Riot and talk some Mile Monsters, because Mile Monsters has been laying down some serious miles and has grown and has caught on and doing some amazing stuff. So I thought, hey, let's bring Riot back and talk Mile Monsters, because the growth that what he started is just awesome. So welcome back, Riot. Thanks for coming back and hanging out.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to come on and shoot the shit with you for a while about the fun stuff that's happened and the fun stuff we got coming up.
Awesome. And it's awesome to see the growth and how everything has gone with, I don't know, you could say the movement that you've started with Mile Monsters.
Yeah, it really is. A year ago, we tried to get, and hoped to have a few extra riders riding in the Hokahay, and we ended up with 19 riders riding the Hokahay. We have people like yourself who tackled crazy events on their own. So it's really growing. I'm constantly getting people that reach out to me that want to ride for the monsters and do something. So that's really cool. I love to see that.
Now, did you ever expect that it was going to catch on and grow how it has in the, in a way I guess you could say the short time since you started this?
Not in a million years. I started it because I have a passion and I love to ride. I love all things motorcycles. So it's just taken on a life of its own. And we have a lot of cool things coming down the pipe for 2023. So we're just rolling with it. But it's been such an adventure and growing so fast and taking on a life of its own that I'm leaving for Ireland this week. But when I get back, I'm actually transitioning into treating Mile Monsters more like a job. So every day I'm going to dedicate, maybe like a part-time job, because I'm not all hip on working a full 8 hours, but I'm going to treat it like a job. So every day I'm going to get 4 hours done to geared towards Mile Monsters, so we can stay ahead of all the cool things we're doing.
So what made you want to start Mile Monsters? What was the drive behind it?
I was riding and I was doing a lot of competitions and raising money for one boy, a friend of mine's son. So we were raising money for him, and I just wanted to expand. I had people that were wanting to ride for us, and they had their idea of raising some money for different kids, and it was just kind of fun to put together. And then what we did was, had the idea, came up with a logo and the Mile Monsters. And when we put it all together, it just kind of went perfect. And then family started coming out, we find them, they find us, but it's just been a blend where we've been very fortunate. And now the people we ride for are very, appreciative of what we do and the chances we take. So it's just a good mix. And now we help kids, and we have the motto, we just want to help these kids live their best life. And that is really a different thing for every kid. There's no two things are the same.
Well, that being said, I'd reached out some people that love what you've started, and they kind of had came up with some questions they want to answer you. I know they've been following Mile Monsters and are a big fan of you and everything you've done. So I got a guest coming on for a while to come hang out that wants to, ask you a few questions and whatnot. So you ready?
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
What's up, Turbo?
My man.
Hello.
Turbo, I had no idea you were going to be on here.
Look who else is here.
Oh, I love it. My bird.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been great, man. It just like you coming on and that being such a surprise. It's just it gave me chills. You know, I talk to you a lot, and I get to see you, but it's awesome to see you on here, man. I told you I wanna make you famous, and I want you to, you know, you should really be a movie star, not a hero to the monsters.
Yeah, I just wanted to hop on in the stream and say how grateful I am for you helping me out and all the other boys out there that have this disability like I have. It's just amazing. I love Mile Monsters and their community. It's just amazing what they do for us. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been donating to help us. And yeah.
That's great, Turbo. I mean, the Turbo here was one of the boys that we brought to South Dakota, and we just had a great time. I mean, it was so much fun. I wish we could have stayed out there for 2 weeks. It was, you know, I had just gotten that wreck, so I wasn't as full of energy as I had hoped to be. But you know, Turbo here motivated me to get to the finish line, and you know, get myself up. And you know, I tell everybody, you know, he's the reason I wiped the mud and the blood off to you know, to keep going. So you know, my elite rider buckle is hanging in his room. So that's why there's my motivation right here on the podcast. So that's pretty awesome. There it is right there.
There it
Got
is.
it. So that's the buckle that they give out to the elite riders. And it was in my possession for, I think, 5 minutes until I got Turbo to the side and I gave it to him because he was really the reason I was able to do so good.
Yep. It was
Thank you, pal.
Honor getting this, man. It was
Yeah, you're the
honor.
best. And I'm glad we found you. It was a crazy thing. Hopper was doing his 100K ride, and we came across Turbo's little fundraiser, and they had fallen short. And it was like right now, like a year ago, right now, because it was around your birthday.
Yeah.
And so we reached out, and then we got in contact. But what a year it's been, huh, buddy?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, a little bit different, you know, than last year, huh?
Yep. It's crazy how I got to get an invitation to this broadcast. I just wanted to say thank you for making this happen, for me to be here, tell everyone how grateful I am for everything they've done.
You're awesome, man. You deserve everything that comes your way. We love you, pal.
Thank you.
I just, you know, and thank you for, you know, coming. I know you were, you know, earlier we talked and you were, you know, a little bit nervous, and we kind of hung out and did our own little broadcast on the side and got to, you know each other in a face-to-face way. And, you know, you got excited, but you got some fans on the side chat. You got Kimberly Walling said hi, you know, Twister, Bride the Biker, Slim Jim. A lot
Slim
of guys,
Jim,
you know.
what?
Turbo's famous, and he's a natural star, man. People love this dude, so he should be on camera every day. He should have his own YouTube channel.
So did you come up with any questions that you wanted to ask Riot, Turbo?
I just wanted to say, like, if there's like one state you want to visit, like, what's one state you didn't visit yet? Or
Alaska is the only state I have not been to. And
really?
I want to go there. I don't know when that will be, but I want to go.
Okay. All right.
But every other state I've been to, and I love each and every one of them for something. There's something cool in every state, you know. But Utah has always been one of my favorites.
Utah,
because I'm a kind of a spiritual guy. So when you go to the Valley of the Gods, it's pretty cool right there. So I really like that.
Yeah, this is freaking awesome. I was excited for this, and, you know, reached out to Turbo and them. Actually, I think it was yesterday, and want to do something kind of cool. I mean, also it's Turbo's birthday. Was yesterday, so here's birthday weekend, and I know, you know, Turbo has a lot of respect for Mile Monsters and loves Riot, so I figured, hey, this would be awesome. We'll get Turbo on to come say hi and hang out for a few.
Yeah, and I was out of town when you had your party. I was riding a motorcycle, but I'm not wearing a helmet yet, so I couldn't call and talk. And where I was up in New York, nothing worked. So I was bummed because, you know, I told you I wanted to be out there for your party, and it just wasn't going to work out this year.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, like, when did you actually start riding? Like, I'm curious.
I started riding. I rode 3-wheelers when I was a kid, and I rode a Cushman scooter around the farm, but I wasn't a dirt bike kid or anything. I bought my first motorcycle when I was 19 years old, and I didn't have a clue how to really ride it. I didn't know anything about counter steering. I was lucky to survive the trip home from the dealership to the house I was in. So, but that's how safety wasn't even up to third back in those days.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
that was a Yamaha Virago. So that's pretty awesome. Not
Yeah.
nearly as cool as the bikes you've seen.
Hey, there was something in their day.
Yeah, it was fast. It was fast, I'll say that. But
Yeah.
Turbo, I hope to get out to see you. There's a chance I'm going to get out there next month, but I'm not sure I can swing it. I can swing it or not, but I'm going to try to make a quick trip out next month. So I hope I can swing it out.
Yep. That'd be awesome.
You're the best. Hey, what was your favorite part of being in South Dakota at the end of the Hokey? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part has to be getting this belt buckle from my monster.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But did you like the dinosaur thing we went to? Where we went the Mammoth Cave. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I actually liked throwing the rocks off the bridge, too. That was kind of cool to watch you guys throwing rocks off the bridge like kids being kids.
Yeah.
I dig it. That was fun. Thank you for coming out. I know it's not easy to travel, but it was awesome to have you out in South Dakota, man. It was one of the highlights of my riding time.
Yeah.
So I was glad me and Dolly could make it to that finish line knowing you guys were going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun. This is freaking cool.
Yeah, that's great. It was really fun. Like having the boys out there meant more to me than I could ever put into words. You know, it was just to have them there and just to hang out, you know, at the park, at the finish line, to hear their stories when they went to the sightseeing and get back together at the end of the day, and you know all the fun times we had, you know, squirting with water and you know, having, you know, water gun fights and all that good stuff. You know, it was just everything about it was really the best week I've had to do with a motorcycle in a long time. Do you
have any questions for me, or anyone have any questions about me? Would like to know?
Yeah, what's your favorite game you like to play?
Okay, I actually love cars. I have like a whole Hot Wheel collection. So there's this one game that's called Forza Horizon 5, which is basically a car racing game. What I love about that game is basically customizing all the different vehicles to how I like. So that's the game I like to play most of the time.
The only car game I ever liked was Grand Theft Auto, and I just like to steal cars, wreck them, steal a new car, get out, punch somebody.
Love to do that too. Love that game as well.
Yeah, and I used to get out of the car, punch somebody in the face, steal a new car. But it turns out that every time you steal a cop car, the game's over. They always caught me and threw me in jail or shot me, one of the two. So I never knew how the game works, but I did like the action of Grand Theft Auto. I'll say that.
Yeah.
See, I always played Gran Turismo all the time when I was younger.
Yeah.
Turbo, what's your favorite kind of car?
Oof. Okay, my favorite. Oh, jeez. I love the Lamborghini Countach. That has to be my favorite ever.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of people's favorite. I always thought they were a pretty badass car. Like, and you know, I don't know where I would ever use one. I live in New Jersey, so if I gave it the gas, I'd be in third gear and I'd be out of New Jersey. So I don't know where they use those or really truly enjoy them. Maybe Montana or South Dakota or something. But boy, if you could go somewhere like that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You know it's crazy is how Lamborghini started, though.
Yeah.
Lamborghini's building farm tractors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's really funny. I had no idea. I'm not a big car guy.
They started with tractors in 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
That's crazy to evolve from farm tractors to one of the coolest, fastest cars out there. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
John Deere never made that jump.
No, they just stuck with John Deere Green.
And Turbo, if you could have a pickup truck, what kind of pickup truck would it be?
The Chevy Silverado.
That's what I drive.
That's
Chevy
what I got.
Silverado. That's an
Yeah.
awesome truck.
So actually, okay, Turbo, my wife has a question. She says,
someone
what's
actually
your
said what's
favorite
my
classic
favorite.
car?
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Hang on, there's like so many that I like. Oh jeez.
I got one. A Pontiac GTO.
That's a
Oh,
good
the
one.
goats.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Love the old Camaros. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old 68 to 72s
Uh-huh.
are beautiful.
Yep. Actually, hang on. I have this old thing. It's the Chevy Fleet Line right here with the moon eyes, the Hot Wheel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you probably have a Hot Wheel of every car.
Pretty much.
Your
Got
room
quite the
has
collection.
Yeah, your room has changed a lot in the year that I've known you.
Yeah, back here I have like a whole Lego wall back there.
Yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff. I tell you, I'm so surprised you're on here. You know, Denver never gave me even a hint that you were going to be on here. Not even a hint. I got on here early and we were talking, we were hanging out, having a good time. I said, I'm going to go get some beers and we can chill. I had no idea there was going to be a guest, let alone I don't even know how he landed a top tier hero to even come on this show. This show is a lot bigger shit than I thought.
It took a lot of work. I mean, I had to go through his agent and everything. You know?
Yeah, this is not easy to land a top tier hero like that. You know, like I thought.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So I'm really glad you're on and to share some stuff. You know, of all the things you've had happen in the last year, like, is there something that stands out as really cool that somebody came to the house and did, or somebody mailed you that stands out, or something? Is there anything that comes to mind?
I just think that you make me happy whenever you come to my house and mail me stuff in like all the coins you send me and everything. That just makes me happy, man. I gotta say, makes me really happy.
That's awesome. I like to see you with a smile on your face, and I like to, you know, we had a great time. I don't know if most people know this, but I went to Turbo's house last year for right before Halloween, and he invited me to go to the store and get some pumpkins and carve pumpkins. So I was in a big hurry because I had to get to Texas, and I thought, it's not every day somebody asked me to carve pumpkins. So Turbo and I carved Halloween pumpkins last year, and I was going to wear one as a Halloween. Remember that? And I was going to wear it on my motorcycle around the block as a helmet.
The pumpkin? Yeah.
Yeah, so we carved it. We carved it up, and I was going to wear it around, but then I just couldn't get it to work right where I could see it. I'm like, I'm not going to crash, and I got a long ways to ride, so we didn't do it. But we carved pumpkins, and that was a great time. And then I had to split to I forgot to have Gavin sign my motorcycle, so I had to ride all the way back to San Antonio to have him sign it last year before he went to school. So
see, I even tried to give you a clue, right? I have my Team Turbo shirt on and everything.
I didn't even notice the shirt. The way you're sitting, like you're on my screen, I see your the D Woods thing right in front of it. But that's awesome. That's great.
There we go.
I got the Boring Monster shirt on. I would have had my Team Turbo shirt on. I wear that on my toughest days, so I didn't think this was going to be a very tough day, so I didn't have it on.
Yeah.
But I wear the Team Turbo when I know I'm going to go through something that's not going to be so fun. Then I put the Team Turbo on, so I man up and get through it.
Yeah.
My Turbo's got all kinds of fans in the side chat going.
I know, I see all of them.
That's because Turbo's a superhero, man. He is like the top tier guys. You know, anytime you get one of our Fab Four on, that's a pretty impressive pull. So that's really good. And I keep telling Turbo he should be a movie star. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be, you know, the first action figure to rip around in that cool ass turbo cart he's got. So you can hardly keep up with him when he takes off.
Yeah.
And when he raises up, he's taller than Spike is.
Well, Spike isn't in here.
That Spike got hurt, so he's getting his knee redone. So, you know, that's a problem. These monsters play a little rough.
got Craig Johnson. The only reason he's watching is because
Only
Turbo's
wow,
on. Man, Turbo's bringing me more views.
Well, he's one of my meanest friends too. He called me fat one time, and what was the latest thing when he told me I was a sissy for not riding? So it was pretty funny. So I love him.
Oh, that's good.
That's great, man. It was awesome you coming on, Turbo. I know you got a busy schedule with your agent and everything, so it's good. And you're lucky Gizmo doesn't recognize me on this screen, or he'd be jumping trying to get to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Gizmo.
There he goes.
Yeah, he just the one sight of Riot.
He's
because I went up there, and that was my best friend when I grabbed him. And I plugged my phone in here. I see I'm going to have a problem. I don't know what happened, but my phone decided to not be charging. Got it plugged into the wall, but evidently that charger doesn't work. Better make sure.
I've had issues with some chargers. You plug them in and they just don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last so long.
Yeah, they do that on purpose. They don't want to have you. They don't want to have you not buying new things all the time.
Yeah, new cords every couple months because they just quit.
It doesn't show if my phone's charged or not when I have it because your Streamcast has my thing covered. So I don't know.
Does anyone else have a question for me in the chat? Let's see.
Give him I'm sure some will pop up.
Yeah, he likes reading that chat to see it, so I'm guessing somebody's going to fire up a question.
Let's see. Oh yeah, actually, Craig wants to know how was your birthday?
Oh, good. Yesterday it was just a start. I'm actually gonna go to Lucille's tomorrow to eat my favorite barbecue place, and then I'm also going to Disneyland the day after that. So
nice. I haven't been to Disneyland since I was a little kid.
My question is, what is next for Mile Monsters? What's next?
What is next? Our next thing is Elfie's Monster Day.
Yes.
So we are leaving to go to Ireland on Wednesday night. We're flying through the night. We arrive in Ireland early Thursday morning, and Thursday night we have our first presentation at a community center, and it's pretty going to be pretty epic. We have Hopper, Twister, myself, and Big Daddy coming, and Hopper's wife Kat is coming. Sanook, Big Daddy, his wife Amy is coming, and my wife is going to meet us there. She's on a business trip right now, so she's going to fly over. But we got a thing. Speaking of which, I can show you what we had made. See what you think. This is going to be a surprise, so don't tell Alfie. But we had these bags made. Can you see them? Okay.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
The drawstring bags that kids seem to like, but it just says "Monsters Fight for Elfie." It says "Do what's right, join the fight." So we got those things going. So we're gonna have a little showing on our website. I'm gonna try to get that up tomorrow. That kind of stuff, and we're gonna have a monster pack that's going up to people who want to support Elfie in his Monster Day. But they've had some bracelets made.
Awesome.
Those camouflage ones. So everything's kind of a little bit about fighting for Elfie. But we're gonna go over, and it's to help because some of the kids are mean. So we're gonna go over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna do a talk at the community center. Try to get the kids to understand what Duchenne muscular dystrophy is all about, and why you want to be nice, and try to get kids to understand the side of you that I see right now. That they're super cool. Like kids.
Like what some people don't understand is they're being mean because it's the way you look or the way you are. A lot of different things to make fun of people with, but people should know it's not cool to be doing that stuff to people. We're all human beings, and people should understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people don't have a choice on some things. You don't have a choice. Like I choose to have a funny haircut. So if you want to
Yeah.
pick on me for that, I can live with that. I
I
picked
choose
that.
Me
to have
too. I don't
short
have a hair out of place.
So, but it's something you don't choose to be. So, we're gonna go over there, and I hope it's a big hit. I hope we help Elfie out, and then we're gonna go to his school, and there's 500 kids in the school. We're gonna talk to the school on Monday, which is actually Elfie's birthday. So
Yeah.
for a birthday present, we're gonna rock the whole program and try to get people on board with that. So that's the next big thing. And we have a little bit of a story on that on our website. So if you want to go to milemonstersinc.com, you can see what the next big thing is. And then after this, there'll be another next big thing. And we got a couple announcements coming while we're in Ireland. So things are really, really cool stuff. And I'm going to be calling you on the side, Turbo, because there's some things I got to go over with you about some things we got coming up. So you'll be on an inside track to the information.
Ooh. All right. Definitely when you get to Ireland, though, FaceTime me so I can say hi to Alfie. I definitely want to say hi to him.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I'll FaceTime you. I think there's a 5-hour time change is all. So, 5 hours from here. So that would be 8-hour time change from you. So, we'll pick a time, nighttime for us, daytime for you, and it'll be all good. But we'll definitely FaceTime you. And we're going to do one of the programs we do. We're going to try to do a Facebook Live if it works. If not, it will be on my YouTube channel. And then we'll just post a link onto Facebook. So either way, people will be able to watch it.
Got it.
You think it'll go good?
Cool.
Yeah, it'll go great. I bet.
Yeah. I don't like to talk in front of people, but I do like to talk about this in front of people. So it's all good.
Well, you got a passion for what you're doing, like, yourself.
Yeah.
You can really speak about it and get it off your mind and help people understand.
Yeah.
It's very hard not to be passionate to help people like Turbo, Gavin, Elfie, Drew. Like all those kids got such a great personality that they're so fun to help and to make their life the best it can be. So it's just great. Man. Everybody loves Turbo. Everybody loves Elfie. Like that little personality you got, man, that's a shining star. Like you just all I had to do was open the door. You're the one that kicked that thing down and said, "Hey, world, here I am." That's what makes it so fun. I've watched you blossom in the last year. I think it's cool. A year ago, you would have never came on this. You would have been so shy. You would have turned all the lights off and thrown that camera in the garbage. Now here you are, a rock star on the TV, man. I love you. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking over the show. It's like I'm the co-host now. It's the Turbo show.
Yeah, I saw.
Turbo could have a show without a problem, and he's just
absolutely.
Once you get him talking, if you get him talking about something he's into, like if his bird loves me more than it loves him for a minute, boy, he gets all animated. He's all about it then. Because Gizmo will come to me, and then he's like my pal for a while.
Okay, I think someone has a question for me. I think.
Yeah. When you're free, he says,
You're good. Say fire away, Craig.
Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, Craig said don't forget your cushion for your flight too, right?
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the question.
Yeah, he's slow. What was your single favorite part of being in South Dakota?
Oof. Single favorite.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I like the view, but I think this has to be my single favorite part.
It's still the buckle.
The buckle wins.
Still the buckle.
The buckle wins. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There was a lot to do and see in South Dakota, so I'm glad the buckle meant so much to you too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, you went up to Mount Rushmore and everything, didn't you, Turbo?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What'd you think of Mount Rushmore?
That was awesome. Rushmore. No, I always wanted to go there to see everything, but being there in person is just amazing.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, they went on a lot. You went through the Needles Highway too, right?
Yeah. The Needles
That's
Highway
freaking epic, wasn't it? I did that. It was amazing.
made me car sick though, but it was worth it.
It made me car sick on my motorcycle, so don't feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I wear a special bracelet now when I ride, and it still doesn't help me all the time. I get vertigo terrible now, so I don't know. It'll probably affect me. I probably won't have too many years left hardcore racing, so I better enjoy it while it lasts.
No, don't worry. You always will have that in you. Don't worry.
That's true. I always have a little want, but that was great. The Needles Highway was pretty cool though to see.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Needles is cool. We did Iron Mountain Road, and then Hayden and I had Setzer Pendants and a few other guys. We rode the Needles, and actually we were up on it when I got a text from my wife that they were going to come run the Needles. And
oh, really?
My wife doesn't do heights. Amy's like, nuh-uh. She cliffs and all that. And I got on the comms with Hayden. He's like, dude, Daddy goes, you got to text Mom. This is bad. And I'm up there trying to send her a message, and of course there's no service. And it keeps saying sending, send failed. And
oh, no.
finally it's like I pulled over somewhere. I'm like, this has got to send. And, yeah.
Oh, no.
I knew if they went up there, it was going to be bad trying to get her down.
Yeah.
Yeah. K Turbo, you're way braver than I. No needles for her.
But Turbo is no stranger to being brave, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sucks it up all the time, treatments and everything else. He always bears with it and just does it. So that's
after a while, it's not that bad getting the needle in my chest. It's not that bad.
It's not all the bad.
Stronger than I.
Yeah, when you're a tough guy, it's not so bad. But that's the kind of things that these kids go through. That they have to go through at that age is crazy. So I have mad props for how tough they all are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all part of the fight for Mile Monsters. Like you said, help these boys live their best lives and do what we can.
Yeah, and like if I knew no one else other than Turbo, every mile I've put on, every risk I've taken, including the crash this year, everything would be worth it. Just to see the change in that one boy's life in a year is amazing to me. It's just he just is full of so much life, and he's like just such a beaming, cool ass kid that it's so fun to show the world that, and, so everything that's been done is just sitting here right now. It's all worthwhile.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, and having more people join, having more people join us and doing what we do is like then we catch more kids and we bring other kids on. We have so many people reached out. We're gonna have a form to fill out, for kids. It's just just awesomeness, to get these kids. And right now we're blessed. We have one in Pennsylvania, one in Northern Ireland, one in Texas, and one in Cali. So we can get monsters helping heroes, all over the place. So wherever somebody is, they can ride to somebody. It's great. So, it's moments like this make all the risk and, the rewards just far outweigh any of it. So it's really cool. So thanks for the, being you, Turbo, and making it so easy to do the stuff we do.
Yeah. Someone said, what's my favorite car? Did he say Builder?
Yeah, Builder.
Oh, I don't got one yet. Not
don't
yet.
Wayne's like
a little bit older. Older. A little bit
All
older.
right. Well, Turbo, thanks for coming on and hanging out, buddy. This has been fun. And, kind of in a way, you're help sharing a message of Duchenne's, and I think it was really cool. And I'm really happy that you came on and you came out and, talked to Riot and kind of, spread your word, your story. And it's really cool, Turbo. I'm glad you did this. And,
Thank you so much for making this happen.
You're awesome, man.
Thank you.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
We'll see you later.
All right, Turbo. We will talk to you later, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Later, Turbo.
Later.
Well, that was awesome, man. I had no idea it kind of hit me by surprise. I was not prepared for Turbo. He's a great kid, so it's awesome.
It was actually, seeing you smile and everything. I won't lie, it almost kind of brought tears in my eyes. It's really
Yeah, it did
cool.
me
And
too. I had a little tear in my eye. I had to, he really has changed so much in a year. When I met him, he was, much more introverted and not happy with his, condition and, lack of being able to get around. And thanks to Hopper joining the Monsters and being in the middle of that ride, and we were able to raise some money and, help them secure a van to get him around. And it just was life changing. And then that opened Pandora's box, the turbo, and we just became friends, and it's crazy, but some of my, best friends are little kids, the kids that suffer from this terrible disease, they just seem to have a different way about them where they're kids, but they have older souls, if that makes sense. They're much more in tune with some things than kids typically are, and they just have a way with words they really really hit you.
yeah, and then they have a strength that can, teach you something.
Yeah, they really do, and it really makes everything so worthwhile to see it. Have them on here, like, just beaming like that, talking cars and talking, South Dakota. Like I'm not kidding. He would have never have done that a year ago, and
I
it's
love
just
it.
awesome to see that. To see that impact that all these bikers have. I mean, there was just a bunch of bikers at his house, took him to a museum, and it's just incredible. Hopper's been to his house. I've been to his house. It's, people mailing him patches and stickers and challenge coins and all kinds of goodies from around the world. That's just incredible stuff.
Well, for me, it's like, I got to talk to him earlier today, and through all the stuff, through following Mile Monsters and everything for a while, getting to know you. I mean, you were on a year and a half ago. I think it was Milepost 27 when actually Craig introduced us, and got me in touch with
Yeah.
you, and following the page, and you get to know some of these boys through all these posts and Mile Monsters, like, and then when it's not face to face, because we're all separated geographically, but it's like being face to face, even though you're over a computer screen, and get to talk to them, and you get to know their story, and it's, it makes it more personal when, doing all this. Like, when I, came on and messaged, I want to do something more. I want to, do something for Mile Monsters, and, and anything to help support these boys. And it's just, it's heart wrenching.
Yeah, it really is. But there's so much that we can do to help them live their best life.
Right.
And like I say, every kid is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like going to Ireland to do a monster day, and what we're doing there, like, it's incredible to be able to do that. And when these kids see 3, 4, 5 bikers standing in front of them that came all the way from America, like, they're gonna just be in awe of that. To hear stories, of, riding Ireland is not very big. So when you put that into perspective, is what I'm working on now, getting ready for it. It's an incredible feat of the things we do, and it's just for them to understand that it puts them in awe. So it's really cool, and that really has an impact on these kids' lives. Because if their day-to-day life is much better because of something we can do to change how other kids look at them and treat them, like, that's their day-to-day life. There's nothing gets better than that. There's nothing we can do to make their life better than that. That's a home run in my book. So whatever it costs for us to do it, I'm willing to do that for that kid that helps them live their best life. And that's what we're all about.
Or in a way, it's like educating these other kids that just can help their day to day life. And in the end, I guess, you're still helping them live their best lives, and, educating these kids. I mean, they're no different inside. I mean, yeah, maybe they're different because they're in a wheelchair, but they're still just like, like every other kid. They still want to, do everything they can.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we do, is we educate them. Our Monster Day is just basically an anti-bullying program designed around, you know, their disease is all. So, it's something pretty original. We came up out of the blue. We didn't have, like most things that come up with Mile Monsters, we're not, reinventing the wheel or anything, but something just comes up. And last year, Gavin's mom was making shirts for his older brother's class to educate them on Duchenne. So I said, well, we're going to take that a step further. And I said, we'll get the whole school shirts about gabbing. And then it just evolved, you know, and I'll come and talk to the kids. And their school down there in Texas was incredible how they let us come in and brought our motorcycles right into the school. And, you know, it changed Gavin's whole world. Like he went from a kid that they didn't understand to basically the superstar of the school. So, I mean, that you know, you can't do any better than that. So it was awesome.
Absolutely.
I
So yeah,
see
one got
somebody.
a question. Goes, have you thought about doing something like the Hoka with the mile monsters for the boys?
Yes, we actually have, and we're putting that together. So I guess I'll announce that here that Hopper and I are working on something like that very thing. So we're gonna put something together. It's not gonna be like a Hoka. There's only one Hoka, but we're gonna put something together that we're gonna have a ride. And we got some things coming up for next year, but I think in 2024 we might have a really cool ride just for the boys, and try to raise as much as we can. You know, we'll probably pick a kid and raise enough money to get a van, because that's really the big hurdles for some of these kids is vans. When they get to that point, they need a van. So that's what we want to do, is we want to try to help that. So that's what we'll probably raise the money for. There'll be one kid who want to buy a van, and we're going to organize a really big ride. So we're going to be announcing that coming up very shortly around Thanksgiving time. I think we're going to put everything out. So look for that. It'll be good. But, you know, I don't ever, lie to somebody. So if you ask the question directly, I'll give you an answer. So the answer to that is yes, we're putting together a ride, but no, it's not going to be just like the Hoka, because I encourage everybody to go do the Hoka. I'm a huge Hoka fan. I love it. That's what got me started in this. That is life changing. And there's only one. There's only one Hoka. You'll never be able to duplicate that. If anything else would be, anything else you try to do like the Hoka would just try to be like a knockoff version of something. It's not going to be the same. So they have that dialed in. I support Beth and their staff 100%. So it won't be a Hoka, but it's going to be a ride.
It's like my wife commenting. So many kids just don't know, and you're educating them in a positive way.
Yeah, they don't know, and it's easy to pick on kids. You know, at that age, you forget. But it's easy to pick on somebody. There's an easy target. So our message is going to be: tough guys don't pick on the easy targets. Tough guys pick on the tough guys. Nobody thinks of Conor McGregor as being tough because he beat up little kids and girls and things like that. They think of Conor McGregor as being a tough guy because he fought the toughest people on the planet. Anybody that they would throw at him, he would fight the toughest of the dudes. So that's our message going to Ireland. That's one of the things I'm hitting on is, you want to be a tough guy, then you go mess with the toughest dudes there are, not the targets. To prove you're a tough guy, you stand up for those people. That's what tough guys are.
You never know. Now you might end up seeing Mile Monsters go international with rides for after this trip.
Yeah, it's definitely headed that direction. I've had some conversations, and if the world wasn't such a crazy place, I would love to do some more rides. But we take for granted how nice we have it here in this country, because our country's so big, and South Dakota is not at war with Iowa, so you can just travel across. And but you go around the world, it's not that easy. You can't go to Africa and bring your motorcycle to Africa and just ride around. You will ride around for 2 days and get your motorcycle stolen and killed on the third. So there's a lot of things that fall into play. But we're working on some international things. I've thought about that for a few years now, so that's definitely becoming.
So what's it been like to see Mile Monsters even growing coast to coast?
It's been amazing to me. Like I can't even, like I say, I've decided I have to treat it like a job, because of just to keep up with Monsters and the heroes. Our Monsters are anybody that rides for us and raises money for these kids like you do, and then we send them a hat, the Do Epic Shit hat like you're wearing. So that's reserved for Monsters who stepped up and chose Mile Monsters to be the recipient of their fundraising. And that's it. Just to see that grow and to see total strangers reaching out to me that want to help, it it really makes me have hope, that a lot of cool things can happen. And, every dollar helps. So if somebody raises $1,000 and they say, well, I went for a ride and all I can raise $1,000, I always tell them, if you didn't go for that ride, that $1,000 wouldn't be there. That $1,000 might be the difference between us being able to do a monster day or not. It might be the difference between we can afford to have these bags made for these kids, or t-shirts, or whatever the cause is, or to get a kid, a recliner, or to help them out with transportation to get the treatment. There's a million things we try to help them with, and they all cost money, but not everything costs a fortune. Sometimes it's right. the little things that make a huge difference in a kid's life. A PlayStation 5 can be the difference of their mental state being really good or really bad.
Yeah. You got Robin Ladybiker. She's now in Australia. So, she would love to do something here in Australia, so reach out when you can to do something here.
I would love to. I would love to reach out and do a ride in Australia. Australia is one of the places that you can go and really rock out some serious miles there and cover some places that are really epic. And that's kind of the mile monster thing. Somebody reached out to me and asked what it takes to be a monster. And I said, all we ask is whatever you do is epic. And epic for everybody is different. That's what I try to tell everybody and let everybody know it. My idea epic is not the same as Hopper's idea of epic. So Hopper's idea epic is not the same as Twister's. Everybody has their idea what epic is. And somebody who's never done a 1,000 miles in 24 hours, attempting that is an epic ride. That's an epic ride in your world, and that we applaud that. Like that is an epic thing to do. And, but that's not epic for some of our seasoned monsters. It would be absolutely nothing for Twister to go run 1,000 miles in a day. She would rock that thing out, and, she'd be stopping, eating dinner and having a bottle of wine and having a good time, where other people would struggle to get it done. And so that's the difference. But that's what we want people to do, is do something epic. That's what we're about. Do something epic where the kids say, wow, you did that for me. That's really crazy.
Yeah, like I said, everybody's, riding abilities or what they do are different. Like you said, for instance, mine. I would love to have something more, but, it's like we all have limitations, whether it's time off from work or what you can do. So you try to make something cool and you do what you can fit within your time frames. And like I said, make it epic.
Yeah, I would struggle with that. And now I'm getting much better. A good friend of mine and a fellow monster, Big Daddy, he's got a way with words sometimes. And, I would get frustrated during the Hokahay, that people didn't give it, in my opinion, enough. And they were lollygagging it, and he's got a good way of putting it to me that, it may be epic for them, if it takes too long, there may be a reason. You don't know everybody's story. So he's helped me grow a little bit that way and be a little more understanding to what is epic for, like my idea epic is not the same for, as everybody else's. And so it's a little better. I'm growing as a human being and try to be a better person. So, you surround yourself with the right people. Eventually you can change from the savage I once was to a nice guy helping kids and having a good time.
And that's what all about, everybody, you do this and you have fun. You make the best of everything you can do. And like I said, everybody's situations are different, and we all do what we can do. And everybody, I guess you can say, on a level of epic, we all have different levels and different spectrums of how we can make it epic.
And it really shows that you're doing the right thing when people get behind what you do. And not only the monsters, but our supporters, our sponsors, are incredible. Like Wild Ass, like Craig and Renee over at Wild Ass. Like I got with them because their product helped me do what I do. So, and then after that, they reached out and wanted to give me one when I lost it. And then after that, they reached out and wanted to sponsor because they wanted to help these boys, and I'm not knocking on doors trying to get people to help. And now Legend Suspension is the same way. They got behind and now I'm an official rider for Legend Suspension, and they want to get behind. They see what we're doing and they want to be a part of that. They want their name on what we're doing. And I think that speaks volumes to what we do. And just this week, I met with Custom Dynamics, and that you're familiar with. And I talked to Karen over there, and they want to be the official light of Mile Monsters Inc. So I'm going to be, adding some Custom Dynamics lights on my bike, and we're going to get some of that on some Monsters bikes, and we're going to promote their product. And like I tell everybody, I don't promote any product that doesn't help us do what we do. If Wild Ass seats did not help me keep on the bike, I wouldn't promote them. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm not taking your stuff and promoting you just because you gave me something. Like, if it doesn't help me do what I do, it's of no value to me. And I
think the thing that I like, now that I've gotten involved with Custom Dynamics, and the aspect of that I like, that I want, I'm going to do a little something, is safety. Whether it's from you behind the wheel, or behind the handlebars. The headlights they have are freaking amazing. I mean, I have the Pro Beam Adaptive on my Roadglide now, plus the fog lights, the tail lights. But the thing that I like is not just the aspect of safety from you behind your handlebars, but I have the little module, so I can adjust the brightness of my taillights. And I think being able to be seen, also, because that's the biggest thing we ride on motorcycles, is that car behind you, whether they're not paying attention, but you can program how many flashes you want in your lights, how bright do you want them, so they can see you. Is also a huge thing that I'm highly impressed with Custom Dynamics lighting. I now have it all the way around my bike, and I love it.
Yeah, I laughed because I talked to Custom Dynamics out in Sturgis, and I met with them, and we were talking about their lights, and I have Custom Dynamic lights on Pearl, so I'm familiar with their product, and they have a great product. And a friend of mine out there, he had them on his taillights and blinkers built in, and so we were looking at it, and I said, I'm going to take a look at your product, and we'll go from there. And so I got home, and I was looking through their catalog since then, and then we were riding one day, with the club, and we were riding pretty tight and fast, and we had to stop. And the guy in front of me's taillight was unbelievably bright. Like, his brake light, I could see it in crappy weather, super bright. We stopped, and I said, dude, that light is so bright, and I could see you so clear in this crappy weather. I said, what is that? And he said, that's that Custom Dynamic light. And I said, I'm sold. I went back the next day. I contacted Karen. I said, yeah, we're ready to move forward with this, because I'm like I say, I'm not going to promote something unless it's legit. So if you see it, if it's not legit, I don't want, I'm not going to waste my time with it.
And I had a similar experience riding behind a friend. We were going over White's Pass in Washington like 2 years ago, and there's no street lights. And White Pass is, I think, the tallest of, I think it's around 5,000 feet, and it's dark at night. And friend Todd had them on his Street Glide, and they were so freaking bright at night to the point he'd actually slightly angled his blinkers down a little bit, just because a lot of his friends ride with him at night. At night they were almost blinding. You really had to back off and not ride close to them because how bright they were. And it's like, in a way, it's not a negative thing at all, because that car behind you is going to see you, and they're going to know what's going on. And I think that was awesome.
Yeah, especially when you ride a lot of miles, and when we do the stuff we do, sometimes it's tough. Like, I'm tired. I'm maybe not making the best choices. So I want people to be able to see me, because I might, I got to turn here. I got to hit my blinker. I want them to know I'm coming over, because I don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally around about it. So that was a great product, but I'm really excited about that, and having these people come forward. Legend Suspension, when I wrecked Dolly, they reached right out and wanted to help me out. I went out, they put the suspension on the new bike, and we had a nice tour and a nice talk. I met with the people that build them, and I told the people that build the Legend suspensions, but they shut down the factory where they make them, the assembly line, and they shut it down so I could address them. And I told those workers, I said, I just wanted to thank you guys. You make a product that everybody thinks of as, to help me with a cushy ride. I don't give two shits about a cushy ride. I rode a hardtail. I can take the beating of a rough ride. But what I can't take is taking a corner where my front end dives. And I told them, I said, your products are life-saving products in my world. Like, if they hold up, I said, I can corner. And I said, if you use your products and you only need their product one time in the entire life of your motorcycle, and it saves your life, it's well worth the money that it's spent. And front suspension, if you come into a corner too hot, if you've ever had an aftermarket suspension, a quality suspension, you come into a corner too hot and you grab front brakes, you could actually navigate a corner and get your bike slowed down to take that corner to give you the best chance you can. And, without that, you hit the brakes, your front end dives down, washes out, you're just, in a world of trouble. So I actually thanked the workers. I said, my life depends on the quality of your product, and I really appreciate what you guys do.
Yeah. Actually, I think he mistyped, but Springer Mike said, auxiliary road lights, which basically helps you in the, night. What's your thoughts on, or your brand that you prefer to what you're running?
My auxiliary lights that I run for bright lights, like everybody laughs at me, but I actually use Tractor Supply Traveler lights. And I have 2 sets on Pearl, and I have 1 set on my new bike, Miami. So it's not anything too fancy, but I like the Denali's, and I really like the custom dynamic fog lights that they have. Their lamps they have light up right in front of you, and they light it up so nice. It's super, they're super, super nice. I can't even tell how much I love those things when I got on a bike that had them. But
and I think with the fog lights, what I like that also people, even if you don't have them on, that I think gets their attention is the halo. You get the halos from the fog lights too, because now I'm running the halo blinkers and the fog lights are almost side by side now on the roadglide, and I think also people see it and it will attract their attention. But yeah, when you turn them on, they are bright.
Yeah, I run the lights I run on my roadglide, the Traveler lights. They're nothing fancy, but I had them on my other bike, Pearl, and I loved them. But the thing I noticed is I have 4 lights on the front of Pearl, and I have a nice set of the running lamps of the Custom Dynamics. But my 4 lights are equal to like Hopper's Denali's, the D7s. So, I think that's the better way to go if you want to put a good quality, let's see the world as daytime on there. That's what a lot of people run. But I really like my Travelers because, 1, I'm kind of a cheapskate, and 2, I figure I'm, too rough to have nice things. So I'm going to wreck it. So I put cheap stuff on. They last me forever. I haven't wrecked it yet. And even when I crashed Dolly, it ripped the lights off, but they still worked. They ripped all the wires off and tore them right off the bike, but I hooked them up to a battery just joking around and they turned on. So they weren't
there
wrecked.
You go.
They weren't wrecked.
So I think we kind of covered the question, but do you think Mile Monsters, since you started this, has somewhat changed you as a person? Philosophies of how you look at things.
Yeah, and the riding for others that I started even before Mile Monsters has definitely changed, me as a person, and now with Mile Monsters, it's even grown. I do things a little different. I'm a little different breed, so it just fits me well. I wanted to help more kids out, and some people don't like my style. Some people don't like, how I do things or how we run things. And, we get parents that don't want anything to do with us because of how we do it. We're kind of more in your face, and I'm, I want to promote the kids. We put them online, we put it out there. And, I told Turbo, I want to make you famous. Are you cool with that? And Turbo is, some people, that's not their jam. But it really has changed me. And I could tell, like what goes through your brain. When I crashed this year in the Hoka, I slid into that ditch at 80 miles an hour, and I thought that was the end of it. And when I went in, I thought about my wife and my kids, and I tumbled through that ditch thinking, God damn it, I'm not going to be at the finish line for these kids that are coming into town. So they were definitely on the front of my mind. And when I laid there in the ditch, and I thought I was more broken than I was, I really was like devastated that I was going to miss the finish line. And these kids are counting on me to come to the finish line. So I can't even tell you how happy I was when Paco got that bike up and found out we could ride it, with a little bit of work with a wrecker and straighten some shit out. But I don't know, man, by the good grace of God, I survived that wreck, and somehow to this day, I don't know how, but that bike survived. That bike survived enough to, to get me to the finish line. And we got it home, and I really realized how bad it was. The frame was bent an inch. The rail was smashed in an inch all the way to the tranny, and the swing arm was bent. Blew the suspension apart. Took the crash bar and put it right into the motor, right through my brake, my floorboard, my air cleaner, smashed my air cleaner all the way in. But somehow that bike ran, and we got 2,200 miles out of it. And I got to that finish line in time, to enjoy that couple days with the kids. And, I would have been devastated if I'd have missed that. So, it really, get back to your point about it changed me. It definitely changed the person that I am. And it's, pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah. What was that nautical compass you had in the gas tank? It kept pointing you the way.
Yeah, it did. Your sticker was perfect on there, and I need a new one now for Miami and be good, because
no problem.
That one was definitely not together anymore. That bike I only had for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it was, and put 20,000 hard miles on it, and I wrecked it. So
20,000 miles in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think I had 8 weeks. I got it like the middle of May, and I crashed it the July 3rd. I finished July 5th, so like 7 weeks or something, and had 20,000 miles on it, and it was totaled. So the insurance guy looked at me a little funny, but that's the life of a mile monster, putting miles on. So I've been a little slow since. I've got a new bike, and I only have 2,000 or 2,500 miles on it. So now I'm just getting back where I can ride again. I had a couple little setbacks, so it's getting good now, though.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to happen with the situation, what you had going on. It's like we were saying earlier. We're a little older. We don't recover quite as fast as we were when we were younger.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm 19 years old, 10 foot tall, and bulletproof. But my body says I'm a fat 6 foot guy that can't take a beating like that. Not happening.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I got my turbo hat, then I just realized I got my Gavin Strong, cozy here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Heck yeah. That's
great. But I tell you, it was a great year. The Mile Monsters coming along great. We had a great showing in the Hokey. We had 19 riders, and each of those guys are riding for guys and gals are riding for someone, and we raised some money to really help these people out, and we've been helping all of them out, and it's just awesome. And we had a bunch of people total their bikes. I'm looking at the list now. You got Sparks on there. His deal. He was on your podcast a couple weeks back, and
blown out suspension.
Yeah, blown suspension. The stuff people went through is crazy, And Twister's first attempt at the Hokey, and she got 13th place, and
which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, the first girl coming in, that's monstering it up. I think she should have pushed a little harder and gotten the top 10, but whatever. She'll make those adjustments, because I thought she had a little more in the gas tank. I've been waiting for the little things to come up. I thought there was going to be one emoji floating by.
Yeah.
But that's all good. But, we had some guys total their bikes, and everybody did what they could do, and they kept on plugging away. So it was great. So, I mean, I can't thank you enough for doing what you did tonight, having Turbo on, man. That just made my whole day.
That was awesome. I was super happy when I talked to him earlier, and, first, like, I'm kind of nervous. And after we were talking, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, he's like, this is really cool. I'm doing a podcast. And he was all excited, which I thought was so awesome.
Yeah, he's the highlight of the show. I'm sure your viewership.
Oh, yeah.
Your viewership dove 50% when Turbo says goodbye. They're like,
we're out of here.
There's nothing I need to hear Riot say. Like the entertainment, Gizmo and Turbo left. I'm out of here.
Yeah. So what, how full is your 2023 calendar getting for when it comes to monster events? You got slowly filling up slots?
Oh, my 2023 calendar is going to be incredible. And the monster calendar is going to be incredible. So we're gonna be putting some stuff out with that when we're in Ireland. And that is one thing I will say is we're going to have a Mile Monsters calendar for 2023. So your friends out there helping me with that.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. He called me the other day. He was
yeah.
laughing at giving pointers. You should be ordering more than what you think because they're going to go faster than you think.
Yeah, I had no idea, so I don't know. We're stuck between we should order 500, 1,000, whatever it is. But I had an idea in my head of a calendar. I've been thinking about this for over a year now, and I thought I got an idea for a calendar, what I want in my head. So I laid it out what I wanted, and he sent me a package of I don't know 5 or 6 calendars, and different layouts and everything. And I have a hard time sometimes like getting a tattoo. I have a hard time getting it out of my head and getting it onto paper. But I know what I
Right.
want. I literally the very first one I pulled out, he had a post-it note on it. I opened it up and I was like, "This is exactly what I want." Like so, he sent me I don't know 6 calendars. One of them was perfect. I kind of flipped through the other ones and threw them all to the side. I was like, I couldn't believe that the first one I opened is exactly what we wanted. So they'll be available hopefully by Thanksgiving, and we're gonna have it all rocked out.
Sweet, I can't wait. I'll be
Yeah, that's
getting a
gonna have
couple of
all
them.
kinds of cool stuff. It's gonna have a list of events, a list of what's going on month by month. It's gonna have the kids and all kinds of cool stuff about the monsters, about the heroes, what we're doing, what we did, all kinds of fun stuff.
That's gonna be awesome. I know. I can't wait to see it. That'll be super cool. And then I think now, I don't say too much, but you're gonna the calendar's gonna have some events that you already know of for people that are gonna be month to month. It'll show up be on the calendar.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get our calendar done. 2023, we're gonna, obviously things will pop up. People will want to do rides. They're gonna slide in, but all of our major events are going to be on the calendar. So when you look at July, you'll know exactly what's going on. You look at April, May, whatever the month is, you'll be able to see it, and there'll be a little story about it. And then we're going to have some pictures of things we've seen, different monsters, and then some little quotes we'll have, from heroes. So these kids are kind of highlighted a little bit, and it'll grow. It'll be something. I'm sure the first one will be a shot in the dark, but we'll grow from there. I'm not ashamed to, I'm not ashamed to fail at something and wing it.
Guys can tune into August and see that Monsters Over Mountains 2023. It'll be there.
Exactly. So there's some events coming up leading up to that, and it'll be really good.
That'll be awesome. So, man, thanks Rye for coming on again and hanging out. It's always a blast. I really enjoy talking to you. It's a lot of fun. I know we became great friends. Got Hayden stopping in.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always fun. I'm honored. The friendship that we've grown since you've came on. Thanks to Craig and text messages, occasional phone calls. It's a lot of fun. And I enjoy being part of what you got going on, and it's super cool, man. I'm honored to be part of it.
Yeah, and it is really nice to have monsters from coast to coast. So it's really cool that I'm on one coast, you're on another, and everybody's doing epic shit for the same cause. Help kids like Turbo, you just saw, live their best life. Like that's all I can ask for. And I can never put into words how much it means to these kids, how much it means to me, how thankful I am. I always feel like I'm blessed because I'm the guy who gets to meet the kids and, present them with some of the stuff we do, but it all comes from all of the people out there that support us. So to have Turbo on today, give people a little shot at it, it's really cool.
It is, and I think it goes along to how you said you like to do things when you talk about you put the kids on the page. Unlike some play, hey, we're raising money for this, this, and this, but you don't see anything where you make these kids visible in public. People can see and get to know these kids and understand what they're helping, or where there's some of their donations are going to, and the cause of what you're doing. You're putting the boys in a way front and center, and say, hey, this is what we're helping. These are the boys. These are the monsters that we're doing. This is what we do, and here you go. Here's the proof. Here's who they are. Get to know them, hear their stories, and see everything.
Their problems are real, and what we do is real life. It's not a we want to collect money and that goes to some magical charity fairy. Like it. Yeah. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we help. This is what we buy with it. We have some things going to be coming out very shortly that we've done, and it just is all about helping the kids. And like I say, like every kid is different. Some kid it might be paying for somebody to take them somewhere. Someone might be a PlayStation, someone might be a van. So everybody's a little different, but it's awesome. And I love to do epic shit. So to encourage other people to do epic shit, like I'm all about it. I keep safety third for a
like
reason.
him. There she is. There's Twister. Do epic shit. I love being part of making these kids live their best lives.
Yeah, Twister came on board, and she's all in 100%. And it is so incredible. I can't even stress enough how much it means to me to have a monster like her on board, a lady monster that kids look at people like me and they think, oh, that guy should be a big biker. He should be a badass that can ride a motorcycle. I'm covered in tattoos. I have a funky haircut, that kind of thing. But they look at Twister and they think, well, here's a pretty lady. And she's a monster that rides that bike and does that kind of stuff, like you can see their mind is like, that's like, she doesn't fit the bill, so it's fun to have her on board. I don't know why, but everybody loves her bike the most too. So that part of it's a little shitty, but whatever.
Hey, thing's got a good color.
Yeah, she's like, but like one after another, kids are like, "What's your favorite bike?" Well, that one. So I'm gonna put a sticker on it. Don't pick this bike. So
it's got the bling bling.
Next time we do an event, I'm gonna put a sticker on her bike. If you pick this bike, Santa won't come.
You'll be on the naughty list.
Exactly. Santa won't come to your house if this is your favorite bike. With an arrow, then it points over to my bike or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Like this one, you'll get more goodies.
Yeah, exactly. That's not beneath me, so I'll do that.
It's all about the ratings,
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
so what's you got one event that you're looking kind of most forward to besides? I mean, I know you got Monster Day next week, but you got anything else kind of big that you might want to let go and
we
out
have
of the bag?
We have a major event I can't let go yet. We got two big events coming next year that I'm not quite ready to release yet.
All right. But
it's coming quick, and it'll be within the next week. You'll know.
Awesome.
So, but there's some big ones coming. One really big one I'm doing, another big one that the community's doing. So it's some good stuff.
That's freaking cool.
Good stuff.
Well, man, thanks for coming on and hanging out, man. This has been an epic milepost. I mean, for me, number 75, I kind of was saving this one for, we figured out we're going to get you back on. It's like, I want to make, Mile Monsters, Milepost 75. I mean, it feels like,
yeah,
moving up in them. I'm almost to 100 and kind of a mile marker post, episode for myself. And, kind of wanted to save this number for Mile Monsters. So it's awesome.
That's awesome. That's an epic. That's it. Congratulations on the milepost. 75 making that far. That's epic shit right there. So nice job.
Hey, thanks, buddy. So, well, hey, man, let everybody know, of course, where they can find you. Where they can reach out and get in touch with Mile Monsters.
Mile Monsters Inc. You can find us. So if you look at milemonstersinc.com, Mile Monsters Inc. on Facebook, you'll find us. Instagram. We're all about it.
There we go. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, hey, check out Mile Monsters, and like I said, the calendar's coming up. You can find some events maybe in your area or close to it, or hell, maybe you're gonna have to log in 1,000+ miles, but go find yourself one and find an epic ride and do some epic shit.
Right on.
Right on. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, man. Ride safe, have fun, enjoy that open road.